Hi, it's Susan at Seaside Stitches and welcome to my channel. I'm just making a very quick video. I haven't been on for a while. I haven't actually sewn since the end of December, but whenever we came back. I haven't sewn since we got back, and we went away on the 21st, I think, except for making a few crumb strips to tidy it up. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. And also, I cut out a toile last April for this blouse out of just a red bed sheet that I'd got from a sale, and I was taking it to the sewing social on Wednesday, and I packed up my stuff, but the weather wasn't looking good. It was quite grim and there was snow over the hills and in Haslingden, which is not very far from where the venue is. And then Christine she did say she would let us know, and she called it off. I didn't see the call off kind of mid-evening, but I packed up my stuff ready and I was checking in the morning and it was called off. So to be honest, I was relieved. I could have chosen not to go anyway, but it had cleared at our end and I just didn't know what it would be like up there. So that's that bit. And so I decided I would get it out of the bag that I'd put it in, as it had all been still pinned together and everything, and I thought, well, I would take it out of the bag and I will have a go at it. But I haven't been sewing, and there's been a reason for that. We have been doing a really big declutter, behind the scenes, sorting out furniture out, decluttering, cleaning and sorting and making piles of this and making decisions on what are we going to keep, what will we donate, what will we throw away. And it's not been an easy task to go through all that, and we've changed rooms around again. So I've swapped my sewing room. No, this is my sewing room. My sewing room has been in a mess for quite a while. I know you're aware if you've been with me before, and thank you for staying with me, because we had a new window in. We've had work done and we've had to move things out and then move things back and then move them out again for the radiator, and it's just been a mix-up of things. So I've now got a new setup. We changed my desk like for like, but for a new one. The other one was all a bit wonky and a little bit way and a little bit wah, and so I feel like I've got the setup back how I wanted it, but it's just been clearing in here as well. I've not quite finished in here, but I didn't want to start getting too involved in sewing and head down again and just focused on that, when really what I need to do is keep a balance in my life. And we're both working on that. And although the weather has been rubbish a lot of the time, I mean, it's winter, it's in the UK, it's weather. We need water, we need to be able to feed the plants, feed the animals, whatever. But it has rained a lot again recently, and when it's not been raining, it's been windy and cold, and we're kind of whinging poms, aren't we? We're not happy however the weather is. Oh, it's too hot. If it gets warm, it's like, oh, it's too hot. But anyway, so also I need to set aside time that I'm using for, if I'm going to vlog, I need to know that I've got that time to be able to edit as well, because I have a lot of footage that never goes anywhere because it just gets stuck in, well, I haven't edited yet, or now we're running out of storage for editing, so I've got to sort out storage for the storage. And I've had to buy a new phone. My phone has been bust for quite a while, and I've been borrowing Alan's and doing some on my iPad, some on his phone, and I just need to keep everything in one place. So I've had to do that, and that's going to take me a little while to work out how everything works. My son and daughter-in-law had suggested that I'd get a specific vlogging camera, but it's just another thing I'd have to learn how to use, and I really can't afford the time to do that, and the uncertainty of have I got it right. And I know how to vlog from an iPhone because I've been doing it since 2020, and just anyway, so none of these are excuses. I just have made more or less a conscious choice that I couldn't come in here because I had other things to sort. And when I did decide to I've just sewn up the front, it's not built in, grown on placket on the front. I've only done the top of that and turn it in on each side of this. Oh, I've done the darts, and I just could not grasp what the heck I was doing. It was so simple. All I was doing was transferring marks from the pattern and sewing the darts, and it just felt so alien to me. And also I've now started this, and I have 4 unfinished garments, and I wasn't going to start anything new. Well, is it new if I cut it out in April? I wasn't going to start anything new until I'd completed those garments, because I just want the whips out of the way and no longer whips. I'm not waiting for any of them, but I just don't like that kind of pressure of knowing there's a backlog. Anyway, I decided I would start this because I'm not doing a make 9, a firm make 9, but what I have decided is that I'm definitely going to make some blouses or shirts. I have some fabric now that I want to be making into tops, not woven fabric that I want to be making into tops, and I have a number of blouse patterns. This is just one of them that I wanted to start with, and I was going to do this 2.5, maybe longer years ago, because I'd signed up for the shirt making class from the Stitch Sisters. Anyway, I was only testing whether I was in the right position here, so I better check that I am. Yeah, hi again. And just for continuity, just ignoring continuity's sake, I've let my hair down and I've put the screen up a little bit. So yes, so the only pattern that I know that I want to make for definite is now I've got to get the right one now. I watched Rachel at the French Seams some months ago, and she was making what I thought she said was the recycle blouse, and then she said it was from Liesel & Co, and I looked it up and I couldn't find a recycle blouse or recycle shirt. I can't remember which one it is. And then I went on the website, and it is a recital. So it is a fancy shirt that you may wear for a recital. It's not really that fancy, but it is quite nice and quite structured. And I fancied having a go at that. And I have decided I'm going to make that. I did get some, what I thought was tablecloth fabric from Oswald Twistle Mill. It's a white, and it's kind of a little bit embossed, but it's actually, I don't know how I didn't know this, because I washed it, and I know I washed it because when I got it, it smelt musty because it had been in some kind of dead stock place or whatever, and so I washed it, and I remember pressing it, but I don't know how I didn't see that it wasn't a tablecloth or tablecloth fabric. It was actually a duvet, because it's got poppers at the bottom. So how I ironed it and didn't register that, I don't know. So actually I've kind of got twice as much as I thought I had. So I'm going to make it out of that as a toile first, just to see how that goes. And I'm inspired to do that because when I was I am still in the anti-fracking movement, but when I was actively in the anti-fracking movement, we had an action which was 200 women to dress in white. And what happened was, it evolved into being dressed as suffragettes, and I'll pop a picture in. And 200 women met in London, and we went and protested in Parliament Square, and then there are photos of us with Emily Pankhurst, well, obviously not with her statue, in the Parliament Square gardens. And how those costumes evolved was, one of the women, amazingly, did a big shop around for loads and loads of white shirts in charity shops, and made the shirt, took the collars off, put frills on. She just made an amazing job of this, and I was away when they first did the press thing for that, so I didn't have an outfit. But they made several spare ones, and but my friend couldn't go to the one that was in London. She was already booked on something. So she let me use her outfit. Now it was about 8 inches too short for me, so I ended up putting a frill on it. And then there's a photo of me that I only found the other day where I'm altering the shirt because it is a big man's shirt and the shoulders are down here. Anyway, so I had put some tucks in, and then I did something different to the cuffs, and I will show you a photo of that. You may or may not be interested, but that aesthetic, I really feel like that's kind of me, and I really liked that fitted. And so that blouse, the recital shirt, has got a stand-up collar and a frill, and yeah, I'm looking forward to making that. So that is one of my plans. I would say like the Make 9 plans for the year, but I want to do it relatively soon. I don't need it at the moment, but I want to do it because I want to do it, and I have some other fabric that I would like to do it if I don't keep the white one as a wearable toile in some respects. Then I'd like to use the other fabric that I've got to make the next one, if you know what I mean. I also have bought the Pattern Emporium all-in easy fit shirt, which to me is kind of an extension of the shirt part of the Take the Chance dress that I've made 2 of and have another one cut out of. And I know that I managed that really well, so I want to do this, but you can bring it. It's not an oversized, it's an easy fit. It's not the oversized shirt that's kind of like you found your dad's shirt when you're a kid and you put it on. I don't like oversized. If you've been with me a while, you'll know that. And I want to make the all-in oversized shirt with the black fabric that I've got that has flowers on. I haven't got it to hand at the moment, or I might have. That I showed in my winter fabrics. They are the only 2 things, and the green one, which is made, which I have cut out for the next Pattern Emporium Take the Chance dress. I cut out the bodice. I haven't talked about it with you. I cut out the bodice. It's in McElroy. My sister had a friend at school called Michelle McElroy, and sometimes when I try and say Lady McElroy fabrics, or Lady McElroy, I say Lady McElroy. Sometimes Michelle McElroy is the words that pop out. So it's in Lady McElroy fabric. It's something to do with a garden. It's green. It's beautiful. And I had the bodice cut out, and I had intended to finish it for Christmas, but that didn't happen because I was making something for the children. So, and it's a summer weight dress, but you know, it gets warm because they've got the wood burner on, or there's lots going on, and I could have worn a top underneath it. And anyway, I didn't do it. So because I wasn't sure how I was going to get on with it, I didn't cut all the tiers out. I've just cut the top out, the bodice, which I've made twice before, and I'm going to make that. But I'm not rushing with that either. So it kind of feels like there's a theme of shirts and tops. And I do have the regalia blouse from Sew House 7. I've had that pattern for quite a while, and I would like to make that up, and I do have some fabric that's okay for that. When I say okay, it's not chosen for it, didn't buy it for it, but I think it would be fine in that. And so that will help kind of, I'm trying to catch up with some of the patterns that I've already bought. I don't want to keep buying new patterns. I saw someone's vlog the other day, and they had a really lovely itch to stitch sweater that crossed, it was Claire, was it Claire at Stitch Hem Sew? No, I can't remember who it was, but they'd got the she'd done a toaster. It had like the toaster neck, but it had, whoever it was had done it in cable knit jersey, so it had quite a lot of structure, and it curved round from the side, so it was made as a sweater, and then it curved at the bottom, and there was a curve underneath that. that was joined on. I looked it up and I was like, should I get that? But then when I saw it in other flimsier jerseys, it didn't look right at all for me. And so the effect I want would have been quite a structured one out of this fabric. Now, I don't like this fabric that much next to my skin. So in the summer, if I'm needing to put the cardi on and I've only got short sleeves, I don't really particularly like it. Now, it's not that massively rough, but for me it is. I've said before, I'm Princess and the Pea. Okay, so just talking about blouses and shirts, I think that's all I've got to say to you really, because I'm just in this kind of tidying up phase of, well, tidying up, but we've not done this clearing out because it's the new year and a New Year's resolution. I don't see a definite stopping point of what I was doing up to December and from now, because it became January 2024. I don't have to do everything differently just because a date occurred. I'm just flowing from where we were. What happened was we managed to get the curtain track up. We've managed to put the curtains up, although they were damaged from, it doesn't really matter. Managed to get linings, so I put the linings up yesterday. It's all feeling like things are coming together. The house cleaning was something that thought we were doing, but when we see the extent of what we needed to do, we've realised we weren't doing it. We weren't keeping up with things. I'm just talking about, we have condensation issues in our bedroom, which was this room, but in moving downstairs we have patio doors to our bedroom which don't open, they're faulty. So we've just got condensation in there that's dripping down under two cupboards that we had allocated to shoes. Yes, so we found that it was getting damp under those and mould was growing and things like that. So in that we've had to find other solutions for things, and that's kind of how it's gone on. And yes, so you don't need to know all about cleaning. We all clean, we all whatever. Well, some of us do and some of us don't. I think Alan nearly fainted when he saw me cleaning the front windows because it's a long time since he's seen it. I said, should I get a brush to a sweeping brush? They weren't that bad actually. Well, yes, so I think it's trying to get a balance. And what I mentioned about the weather, only because I had decided I must start doing more walking. When I say walking, I don't mean like Nadia at Stitch and Style by Nadia does exercise. I'm talking about a walk round the block. I might walk round 100 houses and back again, and that's me having some exercise. But I do like to walk up to the promenade, and honestly it's disgraceful if I don't do that at least once a week, because it's less than 5 minutes to get me from here to look out on the sea. So I need to get my act together so that I am togged up and ready to nip out and nip back if it's far too chilly. So I hope you're all finding whatever it is you're wanting to find in life. So I hope you're able to sew and you've got good sewing time and good whatever. So I'm back to where I was before I started. This is a weird vlog, isn't it? I think I have a pressure about Friday sews. This is Sunday that I'm filming this, and my own pressure is on myself to either put up a Friday sews, which I have to video and edit on Thursdays, and if that doesn't happen, I've had a little sense of, oh, I've not made it again for Friday sews. Now I want to have a good word with myself about that, because that's not why I vlog, that's not why I sew. And if I can't put out a video, then I can't put out a video. And it's not anything to do with not having the commitment to it. It's just I have to be realistic with my time and my energies. And although I love doing this, chatting to you, and I really appreciate it, my views have gone up considerably since I started Friday Sews, and it's not quite a year since I started doing Friday Sews, and I am very grateful to that community and to our community generally, our sewing community. There are so many of you out there that so few of you actually who watch are people with their own channels. So it's lovely to know that I'm just having a word with you about sewing, about my experience of sewing. I'm no expert, as you'll know, and things I get right and things I get wrong. So yeah, I just like to have that, keep up that connection in some form or another. And I do appreciate it if you subscribe. I do love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, then it's fine. It's not, we're not everyone else's cup of tea, are we? So yeah, so I appreciate you being there. Thank you ever so much for leaving me comments when you do. Okay, lots of love to you, and happy crafting, sewing, and whatever it is that you love to do. Bye for now. Susan at Seaside Stitches.